Welcome back to Star Trek Frontiers. This is going to be our first episode where we're going to be actually taking turns. So we have Lursa and B'Etor here. They have, of course, a 7-card starting hand because we took number 5, which gave us a good start, 2 extra cards. So what I'm going to do is, of course, this is the map here. So we start at the wormhole. What I want to be able to do is take out this Romulan warbird, if I can. By moving through this nebula is going to cost us 3 movement, and open space is 2. So I want to generate 5 movement to get adjacent to this warbird and then attempt to destroy it. That's of course what Lursa and B'Etor would do. And how turns happen in the game is you have to do your movement first, and then you get to do an action. So if I did an action here, I wouldn't be able to move. So it's kind of the confines of the game. So what I want to be able to do is generate 5 move, attack this Romulan warbird. So we're going to take a look at our cards here. I'm going to go over to the other play area, which gives us the reputation, leveling up map, and the data core, because we're going to be using some dice from the data core and such. So let's leave this area now. We're going to go play our cards over at the data core. Alright, so we're kind of here over at the data core, and we're going to be playing our cards. I'm going to try to do this. We want to generate 5 movement, and this is a very thinky game, which of course will have my brain melting, but that's why you're here watching, to see if my brain will melt. What I want to do is I want to use improvise. And you can play any cards in any order that you want, as long, of course, as you obey the rules of the game. So we're going to be playing improvise. It's discard another card from your hand to gain move 3, diplomacy 3, attack 3, or shield 3. We're going to discard... we are going to discard battle stations. We're going to discard it, so that goes to our discard pile to play this card. We're going to use it for movement 3. So now we have 3 movement. Then I'm going to play explore without powering it up or anything for just move 2. That is going to give us a total of 5 movement, leaving us these 4 cards in our hand. So with that said, let's go back to the map. We've generated our 5 movement. Let's go to the map and move 5. Alright, so here we are a little bit closer in the map. So we have gone 3 spaces to go through a nebula and 2 for open space. It's exactly where we want to be. We are now adjacent to the Romulan warbird, and for our action we are going to initiate an attack against it. Now it has 3 shields. It has the deadly, I forget what it's called, double damage to us if it hits us, and has 4 regular attack. Now if we can generate a long range attack and overcoming its shields, which of course is what Lursa and B'Etor would do, we can destroy it before it gets to shoot at us. If we do that, we're going to get +1 for taking out a Romulan warbird, or rampaging Romulan warbird, we'll call it. So we're going to get +1 fame, and we'll also get 3 here, 3 fame for taking it out, which is going to level us up. So let's hope we can do it. So we've had our movement. We are now going to initiate an attack against the Romulan warbird. So we're going to go back to our play area and play our cards and see how we're going to do that. Alright, so I have a cunning plan as to how I want to do that. See, we have an engage card here, which if we power it with red data, we can get a long range attack 3, which means we're going to be able to kill that warbird. But how are we going to do that? Well, how we're going to do it is we're going to play Insight. And we're going to use the powered up ability. It says take 1 data die from the core and set it to any color except white. So we're going to take this one from the core and we're going to set it to red. Alright, so we're setting it to red. Continue reading on this card. Gain 2 data tokens of that color and do not re-roll this die when you return it to the core. So we have to power this with blue. Alright, so what we do, we're using our 1 die, which is the multicolored one. So we're going to power it with blue. So that's using our 1 die from the core. And then it says take a data from the core, which we did. We took one of the gold ones, and we're going to set it to red. Okay, so we're going to set it to red. That's going to give us 2 red data tokens. Now these are tokens, which means we have to use them this turn. I'll put them on here so we can actually see them. And did I get that right? Gain 2 tokens of that color. Do not re-roll this die when you return it to the core. So we're not going to re-roll the red one. It's just going to go back to the core red. We will re-roll this one though. So trying to keep things correct unless I'm screwing things up, because that's quite possible. It's a fairly complex game and I'm probably going to mess things up. All right, now we have 2 red data tokens. Well, how does that work? Awesome. We're going to power up this one, engage long range attack 3. So we're going to play that. We're going to power it with one of the red data tokens. Now remember, tokens go away at the end of the turn, and that gives us long range attack 3. So with that, we still have 2 cards in our hand. Let's go back to the map. We've generated long range attack 3. I think we've just blown up that Romulan warbird. All right, so we have managed to generate 3 long range attack, if this will focus. And you can see here its defense is 3. So it doesn't even get a chance to fire back at us. We blow it out of the sky, as Lursa and B'Etor would of course do. This is going to give us 3 fame and +1 reputation. So we're going to go to the fame reputation track and we're going to score that. And then I do believe we are going to be leveling up. All right, so I put the token here. So that was basically our action. So we moved, we've attacked and destroyed this Romulan warbird. It's going to give us 3 fame, so 1, 2, 3, which is just enough for us to level up here, which is we will do here in a second. And we get +1 reputation for taking down one of these marauders in this sector of space. So it's all good. Lursa and B'Etor, now we are going to level up, which means we're going to get an advanced action card, and we're going to get to choose one of 2 tokens. So once again, I'll readjust the camera a bit so we can take a look at, these are our advanced action cards. We're going to get to choose one of them. It's going to go on top of our deck for our next turn, and then we're going to be able to pick 2 tokens off the top of our shuffled token stack, and we're going to be able to get one of those special abilities. All right, and we still have 2 cards in our hand, which we haven't played. They don't get discarded at the end of the turn, of course. They just end up being part of our next hand. All right, so let's take a look at our 3 advanced actions cards that we're going to do. Take a look at them. We get to choose one of them, and then we're going to look at the tokens and see which one of those we're going to choose as part of our level. All right, so I've zoomed way out here so that I can actually focus the cards when I look at them. So this is our advanced action deck, and of course, I'll just give it another quick little shuffle here before we take a look at the 3 that are going to be revealed, and then we get to choose one of them. So 1, 2, 3. And the one we choose, it will immediately get replaced. So we're going to start at the bottom, so 1, 2, 3. So the first one is Honor. We get attack 2. You can take a damage to increase this to attack 5. If you power it with gold, attack 4. You can take a damage to make it attack 9. Wow, lots of attack. The second card we have is Inventiveness. Gain a gold data crystal in your inventory. That's pretty cool. If you power it with gold, long range photon torpedo, attack 3. Wow, that could come in really handy. That sounds like a Lursa B'Etor kind of thing. And the last one we have is an Isolytic Burst. Long range attack 3. Wow. Gain reputation -1 at the end of your turn. Also another good Lursa B'Etor activity. Power it with gold during attack phase of combat. Destroy target enemy token. Gain reputation -2 at the end of your turn. Wow. So after, we can just destroy anything we want. All right. I think Lursa and B'Etor are going to take Inventiveness. Gain a gold data crystal to your inventory, or if we power it with gold, then we can do long-range photon torpedo attacks. Cool. All right, this goes on top of our draw deck, so we're going to be having that, of course, in our next turn, and we will immediately replace it in the advanced offering, so that's going to shuffle down, and our next card will be Persistence. Take 1 damage, move 4, or power it with gold, take a damage, move 6. So This really lets you boogie. It might come in handy as well for the playthrough because we need to explore space basically as quickly as possible. Okay, that was taking our advanced action for leveling up. Next thing we have to look at is the tokens. Okay, I've taken the tokens out here and we'll give them a bit of a shuffle and see. We're going to be pulling 2 tokens off the top, and Ursa Beitor, they get to pick one of them as their level up. Alright, so let's take a look, and the 2 we get are this one, if the stupid thing will focus, and the other one is this one. Now, of course, they're all symbology, and we don't really know what they mean, so we're going to have to consult this handy-dandy card. The first one of the 2 tokens was Technical Advance. Once per round, flip this to gain 1 blue data crystal in your inventory and 1 gold data token. Ooh, that's pretty cool. The other one was Blackmail. Once per turn during an interaction, gain Diplomacy 2, +1 for each different colored data crystal in your inventory. So this can help us recruit. But I think we're going to take the Technical Advance token. So this now becomes available for the rest of the round, and it's a once a round ability. And this one is going to get discarded, which means we can no longer, it is no longer available for the rest of the game. And we're going to take the top token off the Cisco deck, and this one now can become available next time we level up and we take tokens. So there we go. But we will have to take the first card in the advanced options offer. Okay, so we're going to be doing cleanup now. So this is the 2 cards remaining in Lursa and Beitor's hand. I'm going to readjust the camera, and we're going to do kind of the end of the turn. All right, so for the end of the turn, of course, we're going to discard all cards played and all tokens. So the red one, remember, this does not get re-rolled. The blue one will, though, and it also becomes red. So we have 2 red data tokens now, or data in the data core. This one was not used. It was a token. It goes away. So those are going to go away. These are all the cards Lursa and Beitor played. These go into the discard pile. And Lursa and Beitor have 2 cards in their hand, so they will draw up to 5 cards because that's their hand limit. So they pull Inventiveness, which of course they just got. 2 more cards to pull. Full speed ahead, move, which is good. We need to move. And engage, another move and another long range attack. So good stuff, I think. That's going to be their hand for their next turn. So that was basically the first turn. And now it is going to be the dummy player's turn. So how does the dummy player work? Let's go up here and have the dummy player take their turn. All right, the dummy player is pretty simple. We're just going to take 3 cards off the top of their deck. 1, 2, 3. And the third card we're going to look at. So the first card, the second card, the third card. We look at the third card, and it's a red card. Damn it. And we do have 1 red data crystal here on the Defiant, which means we're going to be drawing 1 more card. Now, we don't care what color this one is, and that's how the timer for the dummy player works. Again, when this deck is empty and they have nothing to draw, the dummy player will declare end of round. Oh, and we never did look at this token that we pulled, so we may as well have a look and see what it is supposed to be in case we want to choose it, and it is Attack Pattern Delta. Once per turn, shields 3, Photon Pulse shields 2, or Photon Torpedo shields 2. Wow, gives us pretty good attack abilities if we want to pick that token next time we level up. Okay, that's the dummy player's turn. So with all of that done, unless I've screwed up, which is possible, I'm going to do 1 more turn for Lursa and Beitor for this episode, and then we're going to call it a day. Alright, so here we have Lursa and Beitor. They managed to destroy that Romulan warbird. I think we kind of want to recruit a crew member, but we also want to start exploring space. Now, I don't think we can take this guy down. He has those hard shields, but we do have that we just picked up last time. We have long range photon torpedoes attack 3, which would negate this ability. We could blow this guy away from a distance. Lursa and Baator are so mean. And so that might be something for us to think about. We've got enough movement here to get beside him. Wow, I think we can pull this off. That would be pretty awesome. So I think our plan, actually, yeah, if movement is for exploration, so we can explore here, but I think we want to move to the shipyard, and we want to attack these guys and take them out. It's going to give us 4 more fame, which gets us again fairly close to leveling up. So let me do a little bit of thinking, but I think we want to get adjacent to this guy, blow him away with our long-range photon pulse torpedoes, because that's what Lursa and Baator obviously would do. And yeah, so let me think about that. We're going to come right back, and we're going to see how much movement we can generate and end up next to these guys, I think is the plan, and try and blow them away. Alright, I'm going to use this part of the play area here to play my cards. I want to generate actually 6 movement and then blow that Romulan ship away. And I think I can pull it off, pretty sure. So we're going to play move 2 with engage. We're going to play full speed ahead, move 2. So that gives us move of 4. I need 2 more movement though. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play intimidate and power to the shields sideways. You can play any cards you want sideways for +1 movement shields attack or diplomacy. So that by playing those 2 sideways, I have now 4, 5, 6 movement. Why do I want 6 movement? I have this card in my hand. Let's go over to the map and I'll show you why 6 movement is going to be what we need for this turn. Alright, the reason I wanted to generate 6 movement is because I want to explore over here. And every time you explore in first reconnaissance mission, and only the first reconnaissance mission solo, you get +1 fame. Okay, and that's important for us, and you'll see here because we're going to be able to level up again. Right on. So we have 6 movements. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be explore. 5, 6 is going to put us adjacent to the ship. Alright, so we're going to explore this sector of space. We take the top tile. Now these are all put in order as per first reconnaissance. So this is going to be tile number 3. And tile number 3 has some interesting bits on it. It has a research station, it has a outpost, and it also has a Romulan starbase and a couple of nebulas. And of course these get oriented with all of the numbers pointing in the same direction. So as you can see, the 1 here and the 3. So this actually would be laid down in this location. Alright, when we have a Romulan starbase, and I hope we don't get glare here. Oh, damn it. Trying to not get glare from the lights. We are going to take a Romulan starbase token, and we're going to place it on here. Now, we don't know what it is until we get adjacent to it. Then it will flip over, and we'll get to see what it is. Alright, by exploring a sector of space here, or a hexagon, we get +1 fame. We still have 2 movement left. We're still in the movement phase. We're going to move right here onto the shipyard. Now we are adjacent to that ship. We want to attack it. So we're going to go back to our card play area. We're going to figure out how to take out that ship. Alright, well we have 1 card left in our hand. We have not used any dice from the data core yet. We can use 1 die per turn, and that is precisely what we want to do. So we are going to use a gold mana, which if we have one right here to power this card, which is going to give us long range photon torpedo attack 3, which is awesome, and which is of course what Lursa and Baator would do. So that gives us a long range attack. And I should say how combat works is you have long range attacks followed by your shielding. You're trying to shield enemy attacks, then you do your attack, and then you apply damage. So let's go back to the board. We have just, I believe, through inventiveness, used long range photon torpedo attack 3. We just blowed away that marauding Romulan. Alright, so just on the edge here, let's take a look at this token. Oh, if this is going to focus, I hope so. If not, I apologize. But you see here it has 3, it has hard shields, which means regular attacks need to be doubled, but we're not using a regular attack. We're using a photon torpedo. Awesome. So we've done 3 damage. It just negates the regular attack. This guy's blown up. We're going to get 4 fame for that. Awesome. So we're going to go over to the fame and reputation track, adjust it. We've just taken out another marauding Romulan, right, blowing him away. And so this guy is worth 4 fame. I'm just putting the tokens here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and plus, remember, we get 1 fame for exploring another tile in the game. So that's going to give us 1 more. So we have just leveled up to level 3. I'll show you how that works in a second. We've taken out another marauding Romulan. We're going to go on the reputation track up 1. We now have +1 diplomacy. So this sector of space likes Lursa and B'Etor because we're going around taking out the marauding Romulans. Okay, so we're going to level up, and you can see here just a token here. That's all it's showing. So let's go over to Lursa and B'Etor area, and we're going to show you how they level up this time to level 3. All right, and this time leveling up to level 3 is pretty easy. You can see on this token here it says 1 to 2. Well, this token is actually going to flip over, become another command token for Lursa and B'Etor, which means now they can actually have 2 crew members recruited. We haven't recruited any yet. We'll get to that, I think, in upcoming episodes. And now the new stats are, this is of course level 3 to 4. We now have defense of 3 instead of defense of 2. So our defensive ability has gone up a bit. We still have a card limit of 5. And we didn't use this token. Remember, that's once per round. We probably should use it before the end of the round, or it will just refresh at the end of the round. Anyhow, all right, so I think that takes care of everything. So we're basically going to go back to the data core, and we're going to end the turn for Lursa and B'Etor. All right, and by ending the turn, of course, we discard all played cards, which is all of them. We've played Inventiveness. So this is going to get discarded as well. We have to re-roll the data core die, though, to something else, and this time it's a white. All right, that's pretty good. So now we have 2 red and a white, the data core. That's the end of basically turn 2, I guess, for Lursa and B'Etor. And now it's going to be, of course, after Lursa and B'Etor, the dummy player's turn. So let's go to the dummy player cards, and we're going to have them flip 3 cards for the dummy player, and I think then that's going to end off our episode for today. All right, dummy player. So once again, how I do it, I just go 1, 2, 3 cards. It's easier than flipping them all at once. So this would be the first card, the second card, the third card. We're going to look at the third card's color. It is red again. Okay, not fantastic. We have 1 red crystal on the Defiant, which means we're going to draw 1 more card. We don't care what color it is. It just gets discarded. Again, dummy player is a timer. They don't actively participate. All right, I think we're going to end off. We're going to go over to Lursa B'Etor area. We're going to, of course... Oh, I didn't draw up their cards for the end of the turn. My mistake. I'm going to do it right here. So this is the cards they have left in their deck. Not a lot, but they're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because that's their card limit. I should have done that at the end of Lursa B'Etor's turn before we did the dummy player. So I apologize. So these are going to be the 5 cards that Lursa and B'Etor have. Full speed ahead. Ooh, they have their Lursa and B'Etor card now. This is a good one. Repair hull. So they have repair. They have another move. Attack and shield. Okay, so we got some movement. Now let's take a look at this card because this one's pretty awesome. Gain 1 red or gold data token, or gain 1 blue data crystal to your inventory, or heal 2. So that's what Lursa B'Etor do for us. And it says if you power it with blue, when you play this, play another action card with it, and you gain the stronger effect of that card for free. If the effect gives you move, diplomacy, shields, or any type of attack gain amount +3. So do we have any influence? We have no influence. Damn it, we have lots of movement though. So we can get like move 7 next turn if we go ahead and power that with blue, which we are able to do. All right, that's going to be the hand for Lursa B'Etor at the start of the next episode. So let's just take a look, ending off on the map and see what we have. All right, so here we are back at the map, and I forgot, when we flip this tile over, we have a Romulan starbase. So we're going to take a look at the Romulan starbase. If this thing will focus. It says, when revealed, you place a Romulan starbase token face down on the space. This token is revealed when a ship moves adjacent to it. Okay, we did that. While undefeated, can be assaulted, you gain reputation -1. If successfully assaulted, mark it with a faction token and move onto it. You own this starbase. So our faction tokens I haven't mentioned are these little tokens here. Continuing on reading. Other faction starbase can be assaulted. As if someone else owns it, you gain reputation -2. If the owner is reputation 0 or higher, the owner is not present. It's not going to happen in a solo playthrough because we don't have anyone else that's going to be owning the place. And while it is your starbase, +1 card, you can recruit crew with the Romulan starbase icon here. If you end your turn on or adjacent to your Romulan starbase, your hand limit is 1 higher for each Romulan starbase you own. So that's how the Romulan starbase works. So thought I would point that out because as you play First Reconnaissance, like I said, these are numbered 1 through 12, I think. And so as each one gets revealed, it reveals some more data for the game. All right, that's going to end off our playthrough for today. I hope I have not screwed anything up. I certainly hope not. If I have, I'll be leaving notes or check the comments as well. We do now have 2 characters we can recruit, but unfortunately our cards for next time, by looking at them, we have absolutely no recruit. But we do have a ton of movement that we can generate. And the name of this particular game, First Reconnaissance, is we're trying to explore space. We have 4 rounds. Got to get rounds and turns straight in this game. 4 rounds to do it in, to find out what is causing the disturbance in this sector of space. So once again, this is Star Trek Frontiers. We're playing First Reconnaissance solo with Lursa and B'Etor. And yeah, so far we've taken out 2 marauding Romulan warbirds. We've leveled up a couple of times, but we still have quite a ways to go. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions, your likes. Really appreciate it. Join me next time for the continuation, Star Trek Frontiers, First Reconnaissance with Lursa and B'Etor.